Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing great. Today, I'm painting a peaceful forest stream on a black canvas, a quiet place filled with light, mossy rocks, and the sound of running water. I start by mixing blue, white, and a touch of black to create a soft, misty background. Using a small piece of sponge, I gently tap in the shapes of distant trees, layer by layer until they feel dense and deep. With the same background color and just a bit of white added, I begin painting the rocks along the riverbank, those that appear bluish-gray in the distance. Between the stones, I softly pull my brush horizontally to shape the flowing water. Next, I mix white, yellow, and a bit of thinner to create a translucent tone. After removing the excess paint with a towel, I lightly flick the brush to paint sunbeams, soft rays that start bright on one side and fade beautifully into the other. The bushes near the water are added with a darker green, using small brush strokes. Once that layer dries a bit, I move on to the tiny waterfalls that form between the rocks and the greenish reflections created by the trees above. Now I mix yellow, red, and black to get a warm, dark brown for the stones. They always add such amazing contrast and realism to the painting. Trust me, painting rocks isn't as hard as it looks. Just build them up slowly with layers and light. While the stones dry, I add highlights to the bushes, then return to paint the moss and lighter touches that bring out texture and shape. The areas in light are brighter and gradually fade to darker tones in the shadows. Up to this point, I've only used one flat acrylic brush, 5 millimeters. Now I switch to a small round brush to add the final highlights. Those delicate touches where light hits the edges of the stones and leaves. Finally, I paint the small waterfalls and gentle ripples that bring the water to life and make the foreground bushes a little more defined. Now, I begin shaping the branches and leaves of the trees that stand closer to us. Using a smaller brush, I carefully add layers of foliage, some leaves catching the light, glowing softly against the darker background. These highlighted leaves instantly bring depth and warmth to the painting, making it feel as though sunlight is dancing through the forest canopy. Next, I add a small bush of wildflowers near the water's edge. So I take my time here, painting each bloom with care and precision. And that's it. Our peaceful forest stream painting is complete. Every element, the light, the rocks, the flowing water, and those tiny flowers, comes together to create a calm, harmonious view of nature. Wishing you a beautiful and creative day. See you in the next painting.